What if I told you that everything you see in your world is already old? It's a shadow, a memory of a past assumption you once held as true. You've been trying to change the reflection, struggling with a world that is already a finished creation. But tonight that changes, because you are about to discover that you are not a victim of circumstance. You are not an observer of this world. You are its one and only source. This isn't about changing your life. It is about selecting a new one. By the time this message is over, you will not simply know the secrets to fast manifestation. You will feel yourself becoming the power that commands it. Stop looking outside of yourself. Right now, you have been taught to seek, to ask, to plead with a power that is separate from you. That is the great sleep, the grand illusion. Manifestation is not a force you attract from the outside. It is the very essence of your being, the creative power that you are. It is your own wonderful human imagination. Your consciousness is the one and only reality, the substance from which all things are made. The world, all of it, is simply your consciousness objectified. There is no external power that can grant you your desire because you already are that which you seek. The feeling, the state, the reality. It already exists within you as a possibility waiting to be selected. I am is the only creative power in the universe, and you, when you are aware of being, are that I am. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are the operant power, the sole cause of the phenomena of your life. This is the first secret. The power isn't out there. It is you. Now, look at your current reality. See it for what it truly is, a garment. A suit of clothes you have been wearing for so long that you have forgotten it is not your skin. You have identified with this state of lack, of waiting, of searching, and so it clings to you. But it is not you. It is merely a state of consciousness you have consented to, a collection of assumptions you have accepted as true. And just as you can take off your clothes at the end of the day, you can shed this current reality. You can simply step out of it. This world, with all its seemingly solid facts and unmovable problems, is not fixed. It is fluid, malleable, and responds only to the state you occupy within your inner world. What you assume yourself to be internally will be projected externally as your experience. Do you understand? You are not fighting to change things out there. That is a battle you can never win. You are simply changing the selection within your own magnificent imagination. You are choosing to wear a different reality. Here's what changes everything. The speed of your manifestation is determined by one thing and one thing only: the intensity of your belief, the vividness of your imaginal act. A lukewarm desire produces a lukewarm reality. A vague assumption creates a delayed and muddled result, but a white-hot, focused feeling, an assumption that you so fully occupy that it crowds out all other possibilities, that must objectify itself, and quickly. Feeling is the key. You do not get what you want, you get what you are. You must feel yourself into the state of the person who has the desire fulfilled. How would you feel right now if your dream were a present fact? Would you feel relief, joy, a quiet knowing? That feeling, that specific inner state, is the creative power that rearranges the world to mirror it back to you. Your imagination is the bridge to that state. It is the workshop where you forge the reality you will soon inhabit. Think of your assumptions as seeds. Every belief you hold, every feeling you accept as true about yourself and the world, is a seed you are planting in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind. Your subconscious does not judge. It does not argue or question. It simply accepts what you impress upon it as true, and its only function is to give form to those impressions. So what seeds have you been planting? Have you been sowing seeds of doubt, of fear, of, "It's not possible for me"? Then you must not be surprised when you reap a harvest of disappointment. The world you experience today is the full-grown harvest of seeds you planted yesterday, last week, last year. But right now, in this very moment, you hold a new seed in your hand, the seed of your fulfilled desire. Your job is not to make it grow. Your only job is to plant it, to assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, and let the law do its work. The world is a mirror, a perfect reflection of the state of consciousness from which you view it. It has no choice but to show you what you have assumed to be true. If you assume you are struggling, the world will present you with endless reasons to struggle. If you assume you are blessed, the world will shower you with blessings you cannot even contain. It is a perfect, unwavering law. You are not manifesting something new. You are simply revealing what is already true within your own being. You are selecting a reality that already exists in potential. This isn't about hope or wishful thinking. It is about a conscious, deliberate selection of the state you desire to occupy. It is about knowing that you are the creative power. Your imagination is the tool, and your feeling is the fuel. But that's only the surface. There is a precise process to make this power work for you, rapidly and effectively. Now we go deeper. The first step in this accelerated process is not merely to want something. Wanting implies you do not have it, which only reinforces the state of lack. Instead, you must define your aim with absolute clarity. You must decide precisely what you will experience. But do not think of it as a goal to be achieved in the future. See it as a reality to be entered now. Be specific. Don't just imagine wealth. Imagine the feeling of security, the scent of the leather in your new car, the texture of the banknote in your hand, the sound of your loved one congratulating you. These sensory details are the language of the subconscious. You are sculpting a scene, an experience, that implies your desire is already a concrete fact. This isn't daydreaming. This is the sacred work of selecting your world. You must know exactly what you want to step into, because in the realm of consciousness, your destination must be known before you can arrive. Once your scene is clear, you must perform the most crucial act of all. You must assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. I cannot overstate this. Your subconscious mind, the womb of creation, understands only one tense, the present. I will be is a confession that you are not. It is a command to remain in a state of perpetual waiting. But I am. That is the voice of God. That is the declaration that creates worlds. You must, in your imagination, feel the reality of your desire right now. Close your eyes to the objective world, to the evidence of your senses, and feel what you would feel had your desire been realized. Is it relief, gratitude, a profound sense of peace? Capture that specific feeling. That is your true creative power. You are not pretending. You are making a quantum leap from one state of consciousness to another. You are accepting your desire as a present fact, for in consciousness all things exist now. Your imagination is the divine bridge, the portal through which you enter this new state. To walk across it, you must silence the conscious reasoning mind. Your analytical mind is the guardian of your present reality. It will fight to keep you there, bombarding you with doubts and reminding you of past failures. You must gently quiet it. The best time for this is in a state akin to sleep, just before you drift off or as you are waking up, when the conscious mind's grip is weakest. In this drowsy, receptive state, bring your imaginal scene to mind. Do not watch it as if on a screen. Enter the scene. Be the actor. See the world from within that reality. Loop the scene over and over. A short action that implies fulfillment. Shaking a hand in congratulations. Seeing the sold sign on a house. Hearing the words, "I love you," until it takes on the tones of reality. You must feel it so vividly that your senses are convinced. But what happens when you open your eyes in the world of Caesar, the world of facts and evidence, screams the opposite of your assumption? Here lies the test of faith. Here you must learn the art of persistence. Having felt the reality of your wish fulfilled in your imagination, you must carry that feeling with you throughout your day. You must remain loyal to your inner vision. This does not mean you deny the evidence of your senses. You simply know that what you see is the past. It is the shadow of a former state of consciousness. You must not react to it. You must not give it your power. When you feel the old state of lack trying to creep back in, you return internally to the feeling of your wish fulfilled. You are pregnant with your new reality. You must protect it and remain faithful to the conception that took place in your imagination, knowing that in its own appointed hour, it will be born into your world. This persistence is the secret key. It is the steady, unwavering conviction that your inner work is done and the outer world has no choice but to conform. You do not need to struggle or force anything in the external world. Your only work is internal, to maintain the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Think of yourself as living in two worlds at once, the dying world of your past assumption and the emerging world of your new one. Your allegiance must be to the unseen. Live your daily life, perform your duties, but inwardly, you are the person you desire to be. You are walking, talking, and breathing from the end result. This sustained assumption is the irresistible force that molds circumstances, inspires the actions of others, and builds the series of events, the bridge of incidents that will lead you, inevitably, to the physical realization of your desire. And as you persist, you will begin to notice signs and shifts, confirming that your inner world is reshaping your outer. But there will be challenges, obstacles born of your old self. Now you have planted the seed. You are holding to the feeling, but the shadows of your old world will rise up to test you. The so-called reality of your senses will present evidence that is the absolute opposite of your assumption. This is the critical moment. This is where you learn the divine art of ignoring. This is not a willful ignorance that denies facts exist. It is a conscious refusal to give these facts your creative energy. You acknowledge them briefly, as you would acknowledge a cloud passing in the sky, and then you immediately return your attention to the only truth that matters, the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Where your attention goes, your energy flows. To dwell on the problem is to resurrect it, to feed it, to command it to continue. You must starve the unwanted circumstances of your attention. Look away from the world of Caesar and look within to the world of I am. This is the discipline of a true creator. As you persist in this inner loyalty, you must become a keen observer of subtle shifts. Creation is not always a sudden earthquake. Often it is a gentle unfolding. You must learn to recognize the whispers of your assumption taking form. A phone call out of the blue, an idea that seems to come from nowhere, a chance encounter, a line in a book that speaks directly to you. These are not mere coincidences. They are the scaffolding of your new reality being erected. They are confirmations from your deeper self that your imaginal act is working and externalizing. You must appreciate these small movements. Give thanks for them, not as signs that it is coming, but as evidence of what is already done in consciousness. This gratitude and recognition will amplify the process, watering the seed you have planted and encouraging it to break through the soil of the physical world with ever-increasing speed. Your new state of consciousness is like a new home. At first it may feel unfamiliar. Your old state, the one of lack or limitation, feels natural simply because you have lived in it for so long. The key to making your new assumption your permanent home is repetition. One imaginal act can be enough if done with intense feeling, but for most, repetition is what deepens the impression on the subconscious. Each time you return to your imaginal scene, each time you recapture the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you are carving a deeper groove in your mind. You are making the new reality more familiar, more habitual. You are wearing it in until it fits you perfectly. The goal is to reach a point of naturalness, where it feels more real to be the person who has their desire than the person who does not. This is the point of Sabbath, the state of rest where you know it is done, and the physical manifestation is assured. But what of doubt and fear? They will come. They are the echoes of the old self, the ghosts of past beliefs. The great mistake is to fight them. To wrestle with doubt is to affirm its power. To fear your fear is to be trapped in a loop of your own creation. When these feelings arise, you do not battle them. You do not argue with them. You simply notice them, and then you gently, lovingly return your focus to your assumption. Remember, what your senses perceive is the past. Your physical reality is a lagging indicator of your former consciousness. Doubt is an attachment to that past. Your new assumption is the future, pressing into the present moment to be born. Remind yourself, this feeling of doubt is not me. I am the person who has already received my desire. I remember what it feels like. And then you go back to that feeling, that inner sanctuary where your wish is already a fact. So you see, the obstacles are not truly obstacles. They are opportunities. They are invitations to deepen your faith, to practice your power, to truly die to your old self and be reborn into your new conception. Every challenge you successfully navigate by returning to your assumption strengthens your conviction. You are not at the mercy of the world. You are its sole creator and sustainer. By learning to ignore the contradictory evidence, to celebrate the small signs, to repeat your inner act until it becomes natural, and to gently dismiss doubt, you are mastering your own consciousness. You are becoming the operant power in practice, not just in theory. You are moving from believing in the law to knowing the law. But there are still more crucial aspects to embody, to truly live from this state of divine power. To truly accelerate this process, you must master the art of living in the end. This is the most crucial aspect of all. It is not enough to simply visit your desired reality for a few minutes a day in your imagination. You must learn to live there. This means thinking from your wish fulfilled, not of it. Thinking of your desire creates a sense of separation. It is still something you are observing. But to think from it means you have fully embodied the state. Your inner conversations, the silent dialogues you have with yourself all day long, must change. You no longer entertain thoughts of lack or doubt. Instead, you have the inner conversations you would have if your desire were already a fact. You are not trying to get something. You have it. This is the highest form of faith, the ultimate persistence. You are not looking for your reality to change. You are living in the new reality and allowing the outer world to catch up. This brings us to the question of action. Many believe this teaching implies passivity, that you must simply sit and wait. This is a profound misunderstanding. The law does not negate action. It informs it. When you are truly living from the end, you will be inspired to act. But this action is radically different from the anxious, forced effort you exerted in your former state. Inspired action feels natural, effortless, even obvious. It is not something you do to make your desire happen. It is the natural unfolding of your assumption. It is the universe moving you across the bridge of incidents. You may feel a sudden urge to call someone, to visit a place, or to start a project. These are not coincidences. These are the necessary steps flowing from your new state of consciousness. Do not force action. Assume the state of the wish fulfilled, and you will be compelled to do the things that the person living in that state would naturally do. As you live in this assumption, you must cultivate a spirit of divine detachment. This is not apathy or a lack of caring. It is the peaceful, unshakable confidence that what you have done in imagination is a fact, and the physical realization is inevitable. Anxiously looking for results, constantly checking the outer world for signs, is an act of doubt. It is like planting a seed and then digging it up every hour to see if it has sprouted. You are telling your subconscious mind that you do not truly believe. You must let it go. Trust the process. Know that the seed, once planted in the fertile ground of your assumption and watered with feeling, has its own appointed hour and will grow in ways you may not be able to predict. This peaceful trust is powerfully accelerated by gratitude. Feel thankful now for your desire as if it were already a physical reality. Gratitude is the feeling of having received, and it is a powerful command to the subconscious to bring it forth. One of the most profound and practical techniques you can employ is the art of revision. Your past is not set in stone because all of reality exists only in consciousness. At the end of each day, you have the power to be a divine editor. Take a few moments before sleep and review the day's events. If there was any conversation, incident, or feeling that was not in harmony with your desired reality, you must rewrite it. In your imagination, relive the scene as it should have happened. Transform the angry words into kind ones, the disappointment into success, the frustration into peace. Feel the emotional reality of this revised scene until it feels true. By doing this, you are not engaging in escapism. You are redeeming your day, ensuring that no negative seeds are left to germinate in your subconscious. You are pruning the garden of your mind, guaranteeing that only the fruits of your desired state will grow in your future. So you see, these are not separate tricks, but an integrated way of being. Persistence in your assumption, living fully in the end, allowing action to be inspired, not forced, trusting the process with a detached knowing, filling your heart with gratitude for what is already yours in spirit, and revising your past to align it with your glorious future. Together, these practices create an unbreakable conviction, a state of consciousness so solid and real that the entire world must rearrange itself to match it. The speed of manifestation is relative, but the key is to persist in your assumption, for that is the only reality. But all these powerful techniques, persistence, action, revision, are built upon a single foundational truth: your own conception of yourself. Ultimately, every technique, every process we have discussed rests upon a single immutable foundation: your conception of yourself. You do not manifest what you want. You manifest what you are. Your world is nothing more than your self-concept objectified. It is a flawless mirror, reflecting back to you the truth of who you believe yourself to be. If you see lack, it is because you have a consciousness of lack. If you see struggle, it is because you have assumed an identity of one who struggles. To permanently change your world, you must change the core of your being. This is not about changing moods. It is about a radical revision of your I. You must dare to assume the identity of the person you wish to be. You must walk, think, feel, and breathe as that person long before the evidence appears. The world is a prop. The stage is your mind. The only actor that matters is your conception of self. This is because your true self is God. The ancients told you this, but it became a story about a being outside of you. The great revelation is that the creative power of the universe is your own consciousness. The name of God is I Am, that which you are aware of being. Every time you say, I'm tired, I'm poor, I'm lost, you are issuing a divine decree, and your world must conform. The power is not in the words, but in the awareness, the feeling behind them. You are pure consciousness, limitless and formless, temporarily poured into the state with which you are identified. To assume a new state, to feel yourself to be the person you desire to be, is to consciously recreate yourself in a new image. Emotion is the fuel that makes this new image real. A vivid imaginal act combined with the genuine emotion of its reality is the prayer that is always answered. To focus on your inner world is to commune with God. Therefore, you must never judge after the appearances of the senses. Your senses are reporters, not creators. They can only show you the past. They show you the world that was created by your former self-concept. To react to this world is to remain chained to it. Your informed imagination, however, shows you what will be if you persist in your new assumption. The question of how your desire will come to pass is not your concern. To occupy yourself with the how is to claim you know better than the infinite intelligence that you are. The creative power knows the means, the pathways, the bridge of incidents. Your only responsibility is to occupy the what, the state of the wish fulfilled. And the ultimate criterion for success is naturalness. You persist in the feeling until the new state feels more natural, more real than your previous one. When it feels like home, the subconscious has accepted the seed, and birth is inevitable. This sacred work requires discipline and protection. The most powerful time to impress the subconscious is in the state akin to sleep. As you drift off into the unconscious, you must be sleeping in your assumption. Feel the pajamas you would wear in your new home. Feel the ring on your finger. Feel the handshake of success. Marry yourself to your state as you surrender to sleep. For your last waking thought creates a powerful momentum during the night. And you must protect this inner pregnancy. Do not discuss your imaginal work with those who are skeptical or uninitiated. They are living in the world of Caesar and will only reflect back to you your own potential doubts. Guard your pearl of great price. Furthermore, know that your success is a service to all of humanity. As we are all one consciousness, when you lift yourself into a higher state of being, you are creating a new possibility for everyone. Your triumph is a gift to the world. Finally understand that while this law is impersonal and morally neutral, it has a built-in safeguard. You can imagine anything, but an assumption that is genuinely harmful to another will not bring with it the joy, peace, and satisfaction that are the true desires behind every wish. The goal is an integration of mind, body, and soul. Your mind imagines, your body feels the reality, and your soul, your consciousness, your I am, is the operant power that makes it so. This is not a mental trick. It is a total transformation of being. You are not a human learning to be divine. You are a divine being, God, remembering that you are simply playing the part of a human. Your imagination is the creative force, your feeling is the key, and your assumption held fast is the command that reshapes the universe. The search is over. You are no longer observing your reality. You are commanding it. What you feel now is the world you are about to enter. So the only question that matters is, what are you ready to assume today? Declare it in the comments below. Let your new reality be known. Subscribe and turn on notifications because your remembrance has only just begun. And if you are ready to master this power, the next video is not just a suggestion. It is your next step. Click it now and enter.